and welcome along and welcome back to OakHill Farm. We are starting on day 2, and as you can see, our Massey Fergusson is 76.15. That is now continuing on the ploughing. It's about halfway through this field, so that should be done. We need to, or that should be done later today, and we can get this field seeded. What we need to do though is we've got to head back to our Massey Fergusson 315. We're going to jump in that and head up to the shop. We've got some rye seed to pick up from there. We also need to get some canola and other seeds. Basically, I want to do a run where we get our flatbed trailer and get all of our seed. So let's start this up and we'll head over to our other shed, drop this off the back. And I think we might get a little bit of a engine change on here. If we're going to be using this as a yard and a transport tractor in general, it probably is a good idea to get one that goes a little bit faster. And last time I said that I didn't know what difference the engine configuration on this tractor made. And that was basically, well, somebody then told me in the comments that the different one, the other engine that we can get for the upgrade, that actually allows this tractor to go a little bit faster, which, if we're going to be doing runs back and forth to the shop, is going to be a really good idea. So we will have a look at that up at the shop as well, and yeah, try and get that sorted too. So that's going to be the first thing that we do up at the shop today. We'll just park this into the sale point here. There we go. And this is actually something that has, well, I know it was the recording of this was due for release, but this should be part of the update to the map. If you saw my first look on this map that I did last weekend, then you'll know that this was missing. This should now be fixed and should be available on Mod Hub. This is the update that Lancey Boys sent me over the weekend. Now let's customize our tractor. And yeah, what I was saying is we've got the 135 here. If we up this engine setup to the multi-power apparently has a faster top speed, although it isn't showing up here, so I want to give this a test. It was showing as 16 before. This is now saying 21 here. Let's customize that. Yes. And see what it now says. It still says a maximum of 16 on that, although it does go up to 21 here. So yeah, I think this has given us an extra 5 miles an hour, which is very, very good. So I want to head over to the shop, and we're going to be loading that up. So let's just have a quick look. We basically want 1 pallet of each of our seeds that we're doing. So we need we've got a pallet of rye. I'm going to leave the potatoes for now. We are going to be doing those in the near future though. So we need soybeans, canola, corn and sunflowers. So soybeans are up first. There we go. That's a pallet of those. Canola up next. Let's buy a pallet of those. Sunflowers third. Buy a pallet of those. Yes. And finally, maize or corn seeds. So we'll buy a pallet of those as well. Now, to load them up, we're going to need one of these. This is 1,100 for the front loader for our little Massey Fergusson. So we will buy one of those. It'd be really cheap to lease this, but I think buying it is a better choice. And to go with it, we need a set of pallet forks as well. So we'll get these in the Massey Fergusson red as well. And can we get Massey Fergusson on these two? Class Deutz case Massey Fergusson. So we can get a set of Massey Fergusson bale forks as well. These are actually the ones that you can strap down to a trailer too. So those will be really useful from that point. And we want to buy that as well. Finally, we want to get a trailer, and we're going to get this, which I think is going to be fairly useful for us around the farm. We want the main color in the Massey red. The rim color I'm going to leave in the black. Wheel brand, we've got Trelleborg or Nokian. We're going to be doing it mainly on the road, so I'm going to put the Trelleborg wheels on there, and we don't need the warning triangle, so that is all good. And I'm pleased to go with that. That is 11,500 or 115 per day. We are going to lease this because I don't want to make any changes to it. And again, that will keep the cost down. So there we go. That is our nice red Trex trailer. We've got the Massey Fergusson bits there, and we've got a pile full of seeds here. Now what we'll do is later on we will get to actually getting the potato stuff. The potatoes we're going to be doing sooner rather than later, but I do want to get all of this sorted first. So let's get this onto here. Line it up, and we've grabbed the shorter one here because we have got this we're not looking to raise things very high with this tractor. This very much is our transport tractor. The reason we have the Stoll front loader system on the 6613 that is so that we can do things like bales and bits like that, so that's less of a worry for this. Now, can we lower this trailer down so that it's a flatter thing for us to be loading up? Let's give that a try. And there we go. And no hydraulics on this tractor. So let's see if we'll... The whole thing, there we go, we'll lower down like that. And then we should be able to disconnect it. Get a nice flat low loading up on that, and this is really useful to us because it means we don't have to lift these pallets or anything very high in order to load them onto the trailer. Makes it much easier to do things with this tractor, because as you can see, even this semi-emptied pallet is causing our tractor to be a little bit front heavy. We might want to get a rear weight for this going forward, so we'll have a look at that in a minute. Now, does this have any... Oh, there we go. Means of tying stuff down. I think it must have. Yeah, there we go. 2 across the front, and we should be able to fit the rest on the back. Let's just give one of these pallets a try, see if we can load them up, and if not, then what we need to do is grab ourselves a weight, which shouldn't be too bad because we should be able to get one which we can then strap down. So let's try. Yeah, look at that. Immediately we are going forwards, so let's pop back into the shop. So the weight we're going to go for is this one. This is the AGCO 650. It's not a massive weight at all, but should look okay on the back of our tractor. And if we buy this for 700, keeps it nice and cheap. This one is one that could be strapped down, so we should be able to get it strapped onto the trailer to take it back. And yeah, this weight does not look too bad on the back of this tractor. There we go. And hopefully it's going to give us just enough weight to pick these up and load them up. So bring this in and grab the soybean with this. I do like this realistic seed mod. The whole thing of having separate seeds for each of our crops. Much more realistic than the standard base game where you've got a single type of seeds for everything, including potatoes. That's the thing. And I do like that this mod did get updated so that it had the maize plus seeds in it as well. Makes things so much better for us. Right, we want to put this on here. And with that successfully loaded on, I'm going to get the rest of these loaded up and we can head back to the farm. Last pallet to load on, and that is the maize. I'll get it around here. We might be lucky and actually be able to fit this weight on without having to move our initial pallet as well. We'll back this up in a moment and see how much space we have, but it looks like we can get up to about 8 pallets on here. Yeah, 8 pallets at a single level on here, which is quite useful. Well, I don't know how easily this tractor will pull those. Let's just back this up and put it onto here. No need to get a bucket or anything at the moment. We will need a bale spike at some point, but not yet. So let's just back this up to here. Lower that down. Put it off. There we go. And then we can get that locked down as well. A little bit lopsided. It might be wise to shift those over the other side, to be honest. So let's just undo that stuff. And I'm just going to line it up, and then we'll hook it back on. There we go. Everything's on the trailer. We'll just strap it down like so. Do we have a front one? No, we don't have another strap. Let's hook that up. It's all jumping about a little bit. Oh, and our wheels have dropped into the ground. Let's see if... There we go. And there's... Wow. That is quite a bit of weight on the back of this. Oh, man. This may not have been a good choice. That is properly wheeling to do that. So I cannot take this back with this tractor without putting some weight on the front of this tractor. And I'm not sure I can do that without having an issue with my front loader. So let's drop this down. Drops down, it's fine, but that's going to scrape along the ground. So let's go and see if it's possible to get some front weight on this without dropping our front bit off. So customizing here, I want the front loader attacher, yes, but I want some weights on this too. So let's put some weight on, and it takes away the option for the front loader attacher, which is really, really annoying. We can't alter this to get front. We need weight. And that is going to be a problem going forward. We're going to have to get a dolly trailer, I think. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to the farm. We will... can we get the front load? I've got an idea. It's not a great idea. No, I'm not going to do that. We'll head back to the farm. We'll go and get the other tractor, and we'll get this load back to the farm. So a yard tractor isn't quite up to the task of picking this up. Not the end of the world. We can use this tractor. We do have the front stole front loader attachments for this. So what I'm going to do is, while we're up here and we've got this opportunity, we are just going to pop into the shop and pick ourselves up a Stoll FZ60. We want to get this. I think in the Onyx is going to be the best choice with this particular tractor. And this is the one that can be strapped down, and very nicely we can get it in the Massey Fergusson livery as well, which is very, very cool. So let's buy that. 8,220. And it's waiting for us over there. So before we attach our tractor to the trailer, let's get this. We don't need the front forks. We'll leave those for now. We might need some bale forks later on, but I'm gonna leave those for now until we actually need it. We can come back here and get those along with baling equipment if we need to. So let's do that. And then this. So the FZ60 does allow us to go a little bit higher with the front loader. That's why I've gone for one of those, which is perfect for when we are doing bale stuff. But at the moment, we want to get this done and dusted, and away we go. Absolutely perfect. Right, we're going to get the beacons on and get this back down to our farm so that we can unload it. And we're getting back to the farm just as our plow is finishing up, I think. Let's have a look. Where is he? Yeah, he's up around the top. Looks like he's just finishing off. He's left a few patches, so I'm just going to run around the field with that in a minute. But we need to figure out where this is going. Where is the best place for us to put all of our seeds and everything? I think it's probably going to be over this way here. I think this is, yeah, I think this is the best place for us to put seeds and things in that lean-to. So we'll turn around and come back, drop this down, and we'll let the Massey 135 do its work. I'd say driving this back with no weight on the front of this tractor, this has been squirrely even with this. So I hate to think what this would be like fully loaded, trying to transport around with this. As much as I like this Trex, I don't think it's useful for what we're doing, and I might try and replace it with maybe a dolly or something that 135 can pull. But having said that, you know, we've got fairly tall roads and things. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know, and we'll make a decision based on what you guys say. Yeah, I don't know if this is the right trailer for us. Detach that and detach that. Let's go and get our 135 and get this trailer unloaded. One of the comments I had during the premiere for this series, for the first episode of this series, was I hope that the 135 lasts longer than it did on Chellington. And the trouble we came up with on Chellington was it just wasn't powerful enough for the jobs we wanted to do. And yeah, the thing was, oh, lift it up, come on. Oh, I think that's still attached. There we go. That's detached now. Looks like our other tractor has finished as well. So we'll get these unloaded and then we'll pop over there and do that. But this should, yeah, over here and in, oh, under and in and up. We should be able to get our seeder working now as well. It is 23 minutes past 12, so we are running out of time today. But we need to get the ploughing finished first. In fact, that is probably the better way for us to go. So, I'm going to go and get the plough off the field, and we'll get the seeder set up, and then we can go from there. So how has this done? Not bad. Not bad at all. We've got a few dropped bits and pieces. So we will just circle around the field quickly. Grab the stuff that's been missed. And get that finished off. Then we can get the seeder down here. Get it doing the rye in this field. Because that needs putting in. We're currently able to plant actually most of our crops. We've got the potatoes could go in now, the canola can go in now. We've got several crops that we're able to get in. We do have a few fields still to scan, and yeah, these fields up here, 32, 62, 31, 33. And I think it's 64 over the far side. Those all need doing. So we'll go and have a look at those in a bit. But you can see it's weird that it's missed this little bit going around here. Because we should have had a 7% overlap. But that could have been to do with the width of the everything. This plough does not look unfolded to me. No, it's not. There we go. That's better, and that is now moving much smoother than it was before. Makes so much more sense doing that. But that's vast majority of the missing bits cleaned up. So we'll fold this, pick it up, and we can get the rye seeding in here with our 6613. While we take our 7615 and go and select the next field for it to do. Now we may need to scan a field first, so we'll have a look at that. But I think field 63 has already been scanned, so that'll be good. Right, 66. Let's drop the new front loader off this, because we don't need this at the moment. So drop that off. Bring this back. And then we can hook back up to our seeder, nicely full of rye. And in fact, we might go and fill it up. This is a slightly smaller field, but will work fine. So, collect everything up. Oh, no, that hasn't. Connect. And connect. Good. And let's head out. Yeah, we do need to fill up with the rye, but that's fine because the first thing, literally the first thing we unloaded off that trailer before we switched was the rye. So we'll open that up, back this up, and fill it. That way we can get immediately started with this. Don't think we're going to end up with a full seeder, although we're going to get pretty close. So let's bring this to here. This is a good place to start. We want to kind of get it, yeah, I want to get it to start at that point. So let's bring this over here and set ourselves a courseplay course. Course generation, field 61. And we went last time with 290, I think it was. Width 3 meters, headland. As always on this farm, we're going with 3 headlands. Up downs first, turn in the corners, and generate me a course. It wasn't, it was 310. There we go, generate that. Much better. Yeah, we can go with that. That works brilliantly, and from the top of the field down to the bottom is even better. So let's head up there and get this started. Although, yeah, going across the field like this would be a very, very bumpy ride. Up at the top of the field and drive course, and away it goes. In with the rye, and perfect. Let's go and get these pallets unloaded. Actually, before we get the pallets unloaded, let's have a look at this. So which fields did we scan? We scanned, yeah, so we have scanned 63, which is currently got barley in it. 63 and 74 and 76. All of those are currently have wheat crops in them. So those, which of those need ploughing? So the ones of those that need ploughing are all 3 of them, in fact. So we'll get started with 63. 63 will be a great place for us to put canola in. Let's head over here. Same issue as the others. We've got we've not got a huge amount of we could do with doing a bit of lime, but I'm trying to save a little bit of money this first year, and it's not desperate for it. We can do it next year quite nicely. We will start at this point here. We want to go because we want to get clockwise, so it will finish down here. Course generation, field 63. Automatic headlands, yes. We want 3 passes, up, downs, turn, and this is quite a square field. Now, we set it to 3 meters before, and it didn't go wide enough. Generate me a course on that, and that is pretty perfect for what we want to do. So let's head back out, and yeah, it's going to finish just around this corner, which should be spot on. So yeah, this was barley before, which means that it makes a perfect field for us to put the canola into. Looks like we've got canola over there in field 66, which we haven't scanned yet. So that will be good for this. And it's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to match up my rotation to what we've previously had in these fields and make it the best match we can, which is why we've got the rye going in after the sugarcane. So let's start that, and away that goes. And yeah, it's perfectly on its line. So we can leave this going now and go and actually unload these pallets finally. Right, so Massey Fergusson 135. In here, it should be a fairly quick and easy job for us to get this done. I'm quite pleased with how we're progressing on here. We are doing pretty well as far as things go. If we can get all of our fields seeded pretty quickly, that would be good. I'm still not 100% sure what I want to do about the grass fields, which are very, very obvious good fields to be planted with crops, versus doing other fields. We do need to go and do some field scanning after we've got this stuff unloaded. So that's going to be an eye-opener as to exactly what is available as part of our other 5 fields. Field 66 certainly is a good field for us to do, no matter what soil type we got on there. If it's a completely silty clay field, that's going to be a problem. But I think we should be all right. I am slightly worried by the little bit of silty clay we've seen at the edge of field 62. How deep does that run into that field, and how much of a problem is that going to be? I think 116 and 117 might end up being arable fields purely because they are better than the fields we have at the top of our farm, and those fields at the top where we'd be looking to cut multiple times in a year would actually produce better for us because of that. But or we could go full arable. I mean, we don't have to do any grass work. It would mean that we have an extra cost in the amount of equipment we need to get, which may not be the wisest of ways to go. So yeah, actually let us know in the comments, what do you think? Do you want to see me do any grass work on here, or do you think we should leave it completely arable and not worry about the grass at all? Last one. Let's get this in and up and off, and then we'll put this this Trex under there as well, ready for when we need to use it next time. And it may be a case that we have to configure this tractor when we want to take it out for field work and to transport stuff. Although, as I said, our 6600, that struggled with no weight on the front with just this equipment, with just this stuff on it. So it may be that we're just not in a position where the 135 is a good tractor to be transporting any of this stuff with, and we might need to look at alternative for that. Something that we're not worried about the actual weight of what's on the trailer, unless we're pulling it up a hill. But we do need to pick this trailer up, so let's grab this. See if these wheels freak out as they have before. Yeah, they tend to stick themselves in the ground when you do it, which is just odd. But let's bring this back round here and back it into this shed. And then, yeah, we'll see where we go from there. It might be a useful trailer, it might not. I think where we go with it is up for debate. What isn't really up for debate is how useful this little tractor has been to do this scouting while our other tractors have been working. So we're going to go up here now. We're going to scan 62 and 32 first. We'll then see if we can scout our other 2 fields after that, or other 3 fields after that, sorry. And yeah, I'm seeing on this, at this corner, a fair amount of silty clay so far. This could end up being a really, really horrible field for what we have. And that is 32 and 62 sampled. Interesting field at the top we've got here. Field 30. I don't know what that's part. That's part of that. Now there's a roadway, so we can actually get to 29 and 30 here. I think this is going to be the first place that we go to. Again, it's a 50-50 split on the loam and the silty clay. I reckon. Although we've got a little bit of silty clay showing up there. So where is the loam in this? This will be interesting. I'm really, really interested to see what 32 and 62 are. What we've got to do now, though, is there's no entrance to our to 31 and 33 from our farm. We have to go out onto the main road for this. So these 2 fields. I would quite like it if they were connected to the main farm, especially as you buy them with this farm. But you still have to go out on the road in order to access them. So speed camera around here, and they are accessed down this lane here. It would be quite nice to be able to access these fields from the other part, but we seem to be good. Not sure how we access field 66, but we can certainly get these fields done. So let's get these 2 fields done, and then we're going to head over and find the entrance to 66 as well and get that scanned too. This should be the last scan for field 33, or the last sample for field 33. Hopefully it's got most of this corner. Yeah, that has. There's a tiny bit in this corner up here, but we should be able to catch that when we do field 66. So let's fold all this down and we'll head back out to the main road. Just looking through the 2 crops we had on there, we're fairly fortunate in with the rotation we've got and the crops we've chosen. Most of our fields are decided where we're going to go based on the rotations or the crops that they've already got in there. We've got roadworks up here, but fortunately we've got a nice wide gate into here. Let's open this up. We can get this field scanned now as well. I mean, for example, this is canola. So we know that after that, we're going to be putting corn into here. The one thing we haven't got, or actually, the field we're ploughing at the moment, that's going to have to be potatoes. Soybeans after the potatoes, which is the field we've just scanned. Canola after soybeans. I don't have a field of soybeans, I don't think. So we may not end up having potatoes on here this year. No, we may not end up having canola on here this year. Sorry. Because we don't have a field. I don't think any of our fields, existing ones, have soybeans in them, do they? Let's have a look. So you can see the tracks we've been making all over fields. Let's see, is there anything in our stuff? 31. So 31 has soybeans, so that's where our canola will go in. Yeah, it's looking like these 3 fields are going to be potatoes because we've got a lot of potatoes. That is slightly scary, but we'll see what happens with that. We may have to redirect them a little bit and go with that, but it's yeah, most of our fields are good, but we have got 3 fields that have grains in them, and those grains do mean that we're likely to want to put potatoes in there based on our rotation. So we'll work that out. But yeah, I've got that completely the wrong way around. What we might do is jump one of them, put canola in there, and then go from there, so that we only have 2 fields of potatoes to deal with this year. Because yeah, they are a tad time consuming, although very, very profitable, especially if we put the potato cleaning equipment in here, which is exactly what I'm planning to do. One last sample to get off this field in this corner here. Fairly big overlap from this one. And it looks like we've got a gap in the hedge at the corner here. I don't think we've got another entry into this field from anywhere else. But yeah, this doesn't look like an entrance or an exit, but it is a pretty big gap in the hedge. But we'll head out this way. We'll fold this down because we don't want that out. And is there any way in from this side here? No. So that field there is completely and totally only accessible via the road, as is the other 3 fields. Just going to pull over for a moment and we will send off our samples. And when we get back to the farm, they should be all sorted. 2,700 on soil samples and we are all done. So let's park this up in here. And yeah, we want to go and put this in the other shed. I'm not sure we've got any more use for this. So we might return the scout at this point. I think we've scanned all our fields. We don't need it again until we're into getting more land, or for about 3 years. I think it's sort of every 3 years you need to rescan everything. So let's just park this up right at the back here. And that is all done. There we go. And let's have a look at what that has revealed. And wow. So field 66 is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it's mainly loam. 31, 33, 32 and 62 are all silty clay. So those are going to be fairly horrible as far as, well, that is going to hit the profitability of those quite heavily. Makes me think that 116 and 117 are good ones to go. They are going to be pains to harvest because they're both downslope fields, but looking at that, we really need something to offset those 4 silty clay fields, and to be perfectly honest, 31 and 33 are a pain to access as well. As I said, we've got 63 I think is going to be potatoes. 74 and 76 should be as well, but we might put canola in there. 66, that is going to be corn, and that really does just leave our other fields to sort. So I think we might have to use, we're going to use these 4, but they're not going to be great. We're going to have potatoes in 33, I think it is. Oh no, potatoes are in 33. It looks like we're gonna have potatoes, in 63, sorry, and 62 and 74 and 76. We're gonna have to split that up a little bit, I think, otherwise that's going to be a bit much. Our other 2 tractors are still going. It is 20 past 6, but we'll let them finish up, seeing as both tractors are not too far from the end of their fields. That one's doing pretty well. And then if we look over here, this one is most of the way down here. So we'll probably get them finishing up next time, which means that this is where we're going to end it. So, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.